Minute.
Nope.
No, I meant to add him to the stream.
Nothing like a near-death experience to make you want to drink more beer.
I was gonna say, is that beer or moonshine? I couldn't tell.
Well, it's Deep River, North Carolina beer. This is actually a Gose, which is kind of like a sour, and is quite tasty.
Some
And why are
beverage
you
that you used to
drinking
know? You said Gose. Is that some beverage that you used to know?
No, but it's the type of one that makes you say that you're a god when asked.
I said thank you. I was trying to work that into a joke.
All right. So tell us this Black Widow story that doesn't involve Scarlett Johansson.
It does not involve Scarlett Johansson. It does not involve an Overwatch character. I was working on a fireplace today, as I tend to do on my days off. And I was installing the fireplace door, things like that, and I feel this tingling on my hand, and I'm like, and I start waving it around. And the customer says to me, you've got a spider on your hand. I look down, and it's this lovely little black number, and I'm like, fuck. Because I live in North Carolina, and there's a certain black spider that is native to here. And so I take a can of compressed air that I use for cleaning gas logs, spray my hand, it knocks the spider off, it's on its back, and there is a little red hourglass on its abdomen. So there was a Black Widow spider on my hand. I take a gas log, smash it with the gas log. I look at the gas log and realize that thing is covered in egg clusters. And they're starting to hatch because of the warm weather. So I light the gas logs and I throw the gas. I light the burner. I throw the log in there and I burn those fuckers. So I ran into a Black Widow's nest today.
So you had a near-death experience, and now you're drinking.
Pretty much.
Did you consider that you could have gotten superpowers?
Like this
you
guy.
were this close.
Yeah.
You may have grown breasts.
And had the ability to shoot webs out of them.
Yeah.
Man, that would make web slinging awkward. I mean, sexy, yes, but awkward.
You would have improved this podcast so much.
You could tell jokes storing web slinging, and we could just all call you Silly String.
And we'd say, man, you're really milking it.
I never want to look at any of y'all's web history. I'll tell you that right now.
You really don't.
I'll show
You really don't.
Yeah, Joe's got a file on his.
Web history.
Probably on a watch list somewhere.
I tell you, if we haven't made all of the watch lists, I'm disappointed in us.
You know, we are making, but you do know, not only every Thursday, but every Friday night, we do make the Trekkie watch list with our Picard podcast. Join us each week.
It's true.
I've already
Link
watched
in the
this week's
description.
episode. I'm ahead of the game.
T, you're live on the hunt. What you got there?
Stuff
That's
that I
his
already own.
Got any Earthrise?
He found all the
Hell
Earth
no.
Rise, didn't you?
Look
I do.
at this trash.
Yeah, those Fantastic Four figures came to stay, man. They're all over the place.
Yeah. Spider-Man is going to be on clearance because he's the only one that's ever left out of his wave. Both
That's
of them.
surprising, too.
I've not even seen the Vulture yet in person.
I keep saying
I've seen it twice.
the Mark III armor is a good figure to own.
I'll take your word for it.
As he passes by, waving.
What?
Hi.
Somebody hid the thing up here with Mario and the creeper or whatever those things are called. It's the
I
first
can
thing
confirm
I saw
that
when I
is a
came in
creeper.
this. When I came in this aisle, it's the first thing I saw. So
No, he was talking
Yeah,
about the
the
guy who was
poor
watching
job.
you from a distance. That was the creeper.
That's usually him, though, isn't it?
probable. I saw somebody they almost bought this by accident. I was going to warn them, but I was like, you know what? If they buy it, I won't have to see it anymore.
And they might replace it with new things.
Replaced it with
Yeah.
a jet mode shatter.
Yes.
Hey, what's
or
today?
Wheeljack.
What day is today?
Oh, today's Thursday the 13th.
And what happens on Thursdays?
Well, on Thursdays, thank you for re-railing the show. That means that we have
Hashtag
new
Real Dave.
Yeah, we have new episodes of Figure Action. Hashtag Dick Click.
That there.
Anyway, I think it's easy to be enamored when you're a live part of a T-Man toy hunt, and it's not a premiere.
This
But
one's
anyway,
interactive. You
it
put
is
in the
interactive.
chat. Put in the chat what you want T to buy, and the amount of comments in the chat will indicate which he's going to actually have to end up purchasing.
Not that. You that's regret right there. Anyway, joining me tonight is the full cast and crew. And
For now.
for now, until T has to get out because his attempts to find Earthrise were thwarted. Anyway,
Winston was there first.
Winston was no Kevin was
Kevin
there
was there
first.
first.
Yeah, Kevin.
He's going to show a big mound. He's going to have like the case boxes. We'll see them on the DMV Action Figure Society. Anyway,
He needs 6 of each because out of the box, in the box, mint condition, minty fresh.
Extra Zero's
Experiment
favorite
condition.
texture.
I know, right? She won't go away.
I actually
Anyway.
don't own that one.
Oh well, buy that for
Matt.
for
Matt?
Yeah.
He tells me now after they were giving her away for free.
Well,
I forgot what
didn't- I
website you
didn't-
could buy a dozen roses.
That was FTL.
No, William,
So,
we can
like-
call them toy hunts here because we're not afraid of COPPA because we're already demonetized. So, fuck that noise. Anyway, if you're watching us here live on YouTube, make sure that you pop in the live chat 'cause we love our audience. We always make y'all a part of the show every single week. And if you're watching us here live or not, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you ring that notification bell because not only do we have this show, as previously mentioned, we also have a show on Friday night talking about Star Trek Picard. Anyway,
If you
We're-
could
we're
ring
almost-
our bell. Ring
we're
our
almost 10
bell.
minutes in, so let's find out how the hell everybody's doing this week. Starting off with T-Man.
Hi. I'm doing great, besides the fact that I came here on our show day and they don't have nothing.
That's how dedicated you are to the toy hunt, and maybe not so much to us.
Yeah. I think I could show y'all one thing I got this week. I think it might have been the only thing I got.
You're keeping your pants on, right?
Yeah.
You keep a schoolgirl in your pocket?
Yeah.
Wrapped in plastic.
And with multiple heads.
She did. I hate not knowing which way to
She
move the
did.
thing. She's a Stepford Cuckoo, Marvel Legends. I bought it from New Dog Reviews. And yeah, I think that's all I got this week. And I'm good.
Glad to hear.
I didn't almost get murdered by spiders.
Well, you don't know that he got murdered. As previously discussed, he could have had miraculous powers.
Did it have an hourglass
Let's not talk
or
about
an
that.
X on it?
They had an hourglass.
Hourglass.
If it had an X on it, you might have got those powers.
Then it also had to have been blue. And in a nuclear science lab, not a freaking fireplace in North Carolina.
Miles got, into the Spider-Verse, Miles got bit in the sewer. So, I mean,
Which is also where Ninja Turtles mutated. So all kinds of shit happens, like anywhere. It's crazy.
Except a fireplace in North Carolina.
You could write this story.
yeah, that's like the most unique place to get spider powers.
Right,
It's like-
you're writing your origin story, Dave. Come on, man. Get into it. Start shooting webs out of those things.
Dave almost had the power to travel to the afterlife, but only one time.
One way ticket gets punched.
Did a trick once.
all right. And
How many
speak-
times does the Black Widow have to bite you before you die?
One.
Once.
Crap.
Yeah, but it's not like an instant death. It's you.
Slow
Kinda
and
get-
agonizing because you realize your health insurance doesn't cover it because they think, oh, it's just a regular spider bite.
I think all you gotta do is pee on it, though, and you'll be all right.
Like the spider or the wound?
Both.
Anyway, Dave, aside from your near-death experience, how the hell are you, and what did you get this week?
God damn it. light bulb just went out. This room is cursed with you guys. Week I've been pretty much exhausted. I have been in my store every day since the 28th of January. For some reason or another, I had to go to work. So, but aside from that, I'm okay. So I'm alive, and I have the Earthrise Deluxe figures. So I've got.
Yay.
Couldn't help but notice that I've got
the hoist. I found Jack, Wheeljack specific, and
I've got this. Sorry.
and Cliff Jumper, which I seem to be missing a part of him, son of a bitch. But and we got Cliff Jumper, which is the most totally not worth the $20, but still one of the best figures of the set.
Despite the parts for me.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that this is going to be Wind Charger. When I look at this, they're going to remold this guy into Wind Charger, not Bumblebee.
I disagree.
What do you want to bet, and what's the penalty if who's wrong? That's what I'm saying right now. I'm willing.
$5.
Okay, deal. On record.
the penalty is Black Widow Spider.
$5.
But my only,
2
like I
years.
said,
I guess.
my only issue is my Wheeljack. His arm keeps falling out
What part?
from the mushroom. From his right arm specifically, the mushroom peg keeps slipping out.
Yeah.
Huh.
I had an issue with
Oh, son
mine.
of a bitch. Pop that bitch right
So he made your Wheeljack break.
No, I just put a little pressure there and it did come right off, but it hasn't on its own. Not that I have a Wheeljack, spoiler. Back to you,
Nothing's
Dave.
worse. Nothing's worse when you have issues, Jack. But anyway, that's that, and I spent today rebuilding my photo lab setup. So hopefully I'll get some new pictures on there. I really just want to try to get into photography once this sale at work ends, just because I need to recenter myself in the nerddom.
Now, what about your Cosmic Ghost Rider?
You didn't see, if you had watched our Picard podcast, you'd see me messing around with him in the background the whole time.
Did you know how busy my week was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what happened this week?
Well, we'll get to that.
I mean, I've been working and worked 2.5 podcasts. What's your excuse?
I have a lot of excuses.
2.5.
Anyway, but yes, I got the Cosmic Ghost Rider. My only issue is his hands are open, like way too open. I think when I get the hot water treatment, he can't hold his flaming chain. Aside from that, the bike is freaking gorgeous.
Do you
This
find
is-
that bike leaves you sexually frustrated with all the blue balls?
I've been married almost 12 years. I'm used to it.
Damn.
But this is definitely a the Cosmic Ghost Rider is a wonderful display piece.
Can you cup that blue ball again?
That is so. Can you zoom in on the face of Ghost Rider? But this is not a joke, by the way. I actually think it's an awesome looking piece.
It is. I do want to kind of do the Dave repaint job on this one. The tailpipes pop right off, so I can put a new silver coating on them, kind of make it a little more cosmic. Debating if I want to actually repaint the bike. I saw this neat technique online where a guy took a gray silver plastic and basically put a little powdered graphite on there and just rubbed the fuck out of it. And it made it look pure metallic. It looked absolutely gorgeous. I might want to try it with this. But the Cosmic Ghost Rider himself, his body sculpt is gorgeous. I'm not usually much for the whole rider figures costing, $40, but I'm seeing where all the money is going in this thing.
You're sort of one of the more well, for lack of a better term, Marvel experts on the show. What do you think that bike could possibly be remade into or remolded into?
Not much.
Do you think they did that knowing that they're not going to get much out of it?
This part here would not be reused.
Right.
This part here, I mean, a flying bike for anybody, to be honest. And I think Hawkeye used to have a flying bike, or even the Black Knight could have one looking like a steed. But then again, they did not. They also made the Professor Xavier chair, and I don't see that being reused for anything. Just saying.
Yeah, I was going to mention his chair.
But Professor X is I would think a vastly more popular, if not popular, more recognizable character than Cosmic Ghost Rider. I think that's probably a little out on left field.
It is from left field, but at the same time, holy crap!
It's good looking, but I'm thinking if you have an X-Men display, you're almost definitely like that chair is going to pay for itself. They know they're selling a bunch of Professor X's for people's core X-Men collection.
True, but I'm just saying it's a worthy display piece into itself.
I agree.
All right.
So,
Moving
that's
on.
my stuff.
Joe, how the hell are you? And what did you get this week?
I'm doing really good. I got 2 really cool things this week. One.
Hold on, let me put a warning up.
Well,
Keep
we'll
talking.
do this guy first. So I got Jiren the Grey, who is incredibly awesome. They changed the way his neck peg works. It's a whole new system for SH Figuarts, as far as I know, at least for the Dragon Ball line. And it actually makes it a lot easier, and I don't feel like it's going to break. And I think it even aids in the articulation quite a bit. I wish they would have just given it a little bit of he's got plenty of shoulder tilt forward, but like none back. Like that's a lot, but then it's none back. But really cool figure. He got a lot of torso range. Look at that.
Phew.
Ton. Not so much forward, but for some reason he can go all the way back. Like he can limbo.
I hate that. They do that with every figure nowadays.
It does get a good bit of forward ab crunch, but just not as much as it does backwards.
He's like, thrust!
My only problem with that figure is I don't like Jiren's design. I think it's too plain.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he was even in the show. He was a little bit of a boring character, but
Yeah.
It makes a good. It does make a good figure.
Did he like kick a lot of ass or something?
Yeah, he was he was played up through most of the tournament to be the dude to beat.
Yeah, he's kind of he was kind of the strong, silent type too. He really did not say much. I think he had maybe 3 speaking lines in the entire series.
And they gave him some characterization towards the end of the tournament, right, where they started to get into his trust issues and problems.
Yeah,
with the team
yep.
and all that.
And they even went into a little bit of his backstory. So this next piece here, if you want to put up the warning, and if you have any kids watching, you can cover their eyes.
Here, I'll set the mood.
So I got a TB League 1/6 scale body,
Look at that ass.
and
God
He
damn.
is. He
So-
has been all day.
the weird thing about this though is, believe it or not, this is the suntan model. And just to give you an idea of the difference. All right, here is Hot Toys Wonder Woman, and there's the TV League.
Now, you know, if you borrow the Reveltech Woody from me, you could put the head on that body.
I'd rather you not.
He
It
doesn't
might-
want a head on that body, Jordan. That's why it didn't have one.
It might be a little out of scale. So I do have plans for this. Originally, I was thinking I might try to do a body swap with the Hot Toys Wonder Woman, because her posability is extremely limited. But this doesn't have hardly any detailing as far as the skin texture goes, like the Hot Toys actually does have.
And then
There's,
you
like,
realize
very-
you spent $300 on a hot toy and not, having it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can get into some decent poses, but not like this. Like this thing, like T said, you can move these into like almost
Indecent poses.
any pose you can think of. But
The ab is almost like a real skeleton is under there.
yeah, it is. It's pretty crazy, and it even it even like when you bend, like if you like even if you look at the elbow, it looks realistic. It doesn't bunch up weirdly like you would think rubber would just bunch up and look real awkward.
Yeah,
Everything
the leg, too.
yeah, everything moves and looks realistic as it moves. So it's
So do you have like a clothing kit that you have an order for that?
yes, I do. I'm planning on turning this into a very overly sexualized Supergirl. So I've got a
You're
random blonde chick head coming for this and a Supergirl.
So you're turning it into Power Girl.
But it's going to be Supergirl. Yeah.
Just
The boobs aren't big enough.
Actually, this is not even the biggest boobs. There are bigger boobs.
Stop.
This is the medium boob.
Link
know
in the
what?
description.
Yes, and just in case anyone's wondering, yes, they are very squeaky.
This
So-
one.
Matt, put,
My
Matt,
male
put your
TV
credit
league
card
has
away.
1010.
Put your credit card away, Matt.
What about your male TV leak?
I got the tan body, and it is way darker than that.
Yeah, this is. I thought I almost got the wrong one. I mean, I would like to see it side by side with the pale because it probably does look different, and it really changes in the light too. I don't know if you noticed with yours, but depending on what lighting you have this on, it can look downright ghostly to like almost gray. So I don't know. I don't know if I got.
That's coming off very like light gray on at least as far as on my screen here. It's very
Yeah, and it was in a sealed box, and it's marked suntan. If I can. So
Maybe they messed
medium bust suntan. So I don't know if they boxed it wrong.
Where did you buy it from?
Amazon.
Amazon. Wonder if it was a repackage.
Could have been.
Doesn't look like it, but yeah, I guess it
I
could
think
be.
they're all like that. Other people who ordered it to make their Wonder Woman custom, she's way lighter.
Yeah, it would not work. I mean, I can pop Wonder Woman's head on there real quick just so you can see how ridiculous it would be.
That
It's
kind of reminds me of Ghost in the Shell.
way
Yeah,
off.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can turn it into a decent Supergirl in 1/6 scale. So yes, I've fallen down the rabbit hole. This is now my second 1/6 scale figure. Actually, no. You know what? I lied because I have what's it 3-0? I think it's 3-0 brand. I've got the Saitama and the Genos in 1/6 scale.
Yeah, but those are dudes. That doesn't count.
They are dudes. But dudes matter too. But that's it. That's all I got. Oh, you know what? One more thing about the Jiren, real quick. I don't know if you all realize this or not. He comes with a accessory so that he's like holding, Goku like he did in the episode. This is going to force me to buy the Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Goku because I have the Demoniacal Fit head kit.
Mm.
And it's a different shade, and it's a different peg. As far as I know, it won't peg in the right way. And
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
yeah, the color is completely different. So now I've got to get the other freaking Goku. So if I want to use this,
That's
I
funny
think
because I
that's more
thought you were going line complete on those.
I haven't been going line complete. If I've already got, like, I have so many Goku bodies, and you can see my blue Goku back there, that all I did is got that demoniacal head, and I've had that for a while now, and that's done everything I needed to do. But if I want to use this accessory now, I've got to get the one that matches. I got to get the official. So, but yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Right on. Next up, Farts Former. I think you had a pretty eventful weekend.
Oh, did I?
I mean, a certain celebration was had.
Yeah. I had my my birthday was over the weekend on Sunday, and go figure. I there's a Target right across the street from my gym, so if I get down the road or get up the road quick enough after work, I can usually find time to swing around and get into the gym. I mean, get into Target before the gym. So 4 days like I kept checking for Earthrise in this Target, trying to get up the road early and get in there and look around. And I never found any. So then Friday, Saturday, my wife was out at Target by herself, and she's like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" So I sent her the package art. And she goes, "Oh, okay," and comes home with a Wheeljack. So I try Target 4 times in a row, and she goes once and finds them. She found Wheeljack and Ironworks, and just kind of guessed. So I was happy with the Wheeljack because I didn't know that Ironworks was who he was. Which right before the show started, I looked up and we saw that I actually do own the G1 Ironworks, which is cool. Lots of MicroMasters. But that's all I got. How am I doing? I'm doing fine and dandy.
T-Man, quit badgering the camera.
It's a sloth.
That's it. I've got nothing more interesting to say.
Right on.
How about you, Jordan?
So I had a great week. I had a little bit of a birthday party on Saturday. Had a lot of people come out. We went to the Guinness Brewery in Baltimore, which if anybody's in the area and they enjoy beer, I definitely recommend it. We did the brewery tour, which was really fucking awesome. We had a great tour guide, learned a lot about beer. They let you taste the hops and, take you through the process. Not taste the hops, taste the barley. Like they really show you how like that toasted barley gives Guinness its flavor. And they let you smell the hops. You don't want to taste the hops. Anyway, it was a really good time. Had a great turnout. My friend and friend of the show, Alex, was there, and he hooked me up with some batteries for my unique, or for my one of the things I knew I was getting for my birthday. It was a great time. Lex surprised me with some stuff for my birthday. Got a shirt.
Show us the toys.
Gym shorts, and so the big one that I wanted was the MMC Onslaught. And he is really cool. I know some reviewers have been kind of like, a little iffy on some of the proportions, but Onslaught was one I had as a kid. And I love how easy this guy is to transform. The gimmick of like the all-in stuff is really neat. Like there's literally just a door here, which you just kind of swing open, and you can see the chest in there, like the blast off chest. And then right behind it is the head for the combined mode. It's actually pretty sizable. This thing's really made well. It's gonna be my bot mode Onslaught, but I will probably combine up the MMC stuff when I get it, when I get the complete set, just to see how it all looks. Then also, thanks to T, he recommended this to Lex. I got the Storm Collectibles Baraka, which I really like. I think this one actually may be my favorite out of all the ones that I have, to be honest.
He was a breath of fresh air after getting all those ninjas.
Yeah. He's just really well built, really well sculpted. And I was saying before the show, I definitely like this alternate face sculpt here better than the stock one. But both face sculpts are really good. I like all the details on the arm, like how they have that like a gloss finish over the blood on his arms. He definitely didn't have that in the games, but I really do like that. Then I also found some Earthrise while I was out and about at Target, and I got Wheeljack and Ironworks. I think of the two, Ironworks is probably my favorite. He's just got a lot of fun factor, a lot of playability. The Wheeljack is really good. I don't have an issue with my left arm, but when I first got mine, This hip was actually because they're not screwing the crotch together. They're gluing it, and there's like a little excess glue. I could not move that. I had to be like deathly careful. I was like, well, I could take this back to Target, or I could try and fix it myself because I don't know when I'll find another one. I've loosened it up, but it feels like it might explode eventually. I don't know. So
Take it back to Target. The T-Man will pick it up.
no, I'll probably wait till Wave 1's readily available, and I'll just pick up another one, and I might just give this one away. We'll see. I don't want it to explode on my shelf, but it's been good so far. And yeah, that's about it for me. So let's go ahead and let's get into some news, because there was some big news this week. There was a Wonderfest in Japan. We got really big Transformers news. Everybody's been wondering for a long time now what MP50 would be, and it looks like we're getting Tigatron as the 50th masterpiece, which I'm actually really excited about. I mean, he seemed like a no-brainer, and he's really just an upscaled Cheetor if you think about it. And big fan of his character on the show. Interesting thing about this one is it doesn't look like he's utilizing a faux chest. It looks like he's got a perfect transformation.
So it looks like he's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just an upscaled Cheetor. They're definitely did some re-engineering to it.
Yeah.
But it's still about 80% Cheetor parts in a slightly larger mold.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like in the show.
I can't remember were there beast mode pictures in here. They kind of have it all jumbled in here. I could have sworn somebody had like a beast mode picture somewhere.
I didn't see any beast mode. That disappointed me.
Yeah.
In the picture, well, actually, there was a product shot, but it was half cut off.
Yeah.
The rear legs look like they work better than Cheetor's. I don't know if you're gonna find it in that.
Kind of makes me wonder if they're going to do Ravage soonish, because the thing is Ravage was
Transmetal Cheetor.
yeah, he was Transmetal Cheetor, and then he also had like Tigatron's face redone into
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Which
they'll
they
probably do. They'll remold it because the head will be too big.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Ravage was that tall either.
Yeah. He was, I want to say he was about the same height as Transmetal Cheetor.
Yeah, so they're going to be forced to make a whole new mold.
Yeah. But I think he looks awesome. I'm definitely in for that. How about you guys?
Pass
I'm
on
down.
Tigatron.
Pass.
Yeah, I think T and I are probably the only Beast Wars fanatics here.
Yeah, I don't know why, but when I seen it, I got really excited about that. More than I thought I would. It does have retooling, like the arms. He has cannons on his arms. Cheetor doesn't have that.
Oh yeah, he does.
So that whole panel on the arms is shaped different because his cat mold is bigger than Cheetor, so they had to accommodate for that.
So the
Like
next
not
one,
just taller. I mean, the proportions are bigger.
I'm sure there'll probably be way more pictures of it. I'm looking forward to seeing like the full 180. See if there's any changes in the back too. All right. So up next we have a polarized, and that's MP51RC. Personally, I like the way this looks, but there's a lot of contention about this backpack.
That's Takara. Ever since Sunstreaker, they've just been they like their backpacks.
Yeah.
I just don't get the point in this.
Well, why? What do you mean you don't get the point in it?
There's like 8 third-party RCs.
Yeah, but they're not.
And I mean, I know people will buy official just to buy official, but I don't know.
Yeah, but as far as Hasbro,
Ahead of a lot of other characters, like I don't know. At least they got Hound out before this.
Yeah,
as far as Takara is concerned, those other ones don't exist. I mean, this is the
That's what I
only
was about to say.
offering.
yeah.
They do. They exist. They
I
know.
mean,
They don't.
They're not
They don't
stupid.
treat them like they exist.
Yeah.
But I mean, with Hound, you had Fans Toys, you had the
Make
Make
Toys.
Toys, you had
Yeah,
the
Defective.
CFC. Yeah,
Well, what there was? Well, so there was 3 existing third-party, now 1 official.
yeah.
yeah.
When I say 8, I'm not. I don't think I'm exaggerating. I'm pretty sure there's
Well, no,
there's a lot of RCs.
I mean, technically,
think-
the Toy World and the Zeta are the same.
I think the first third-party action figure I ever saw was RC. It looked like crap.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It was like 3D printed, looking like 1980s 3D printing looked like. That's what it looked like.
Now it would
Regardless,
be interesting to see the scale of how this scales next to like the Ocular Max.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's
RC.
taller than that.
Yeah, I think she's somewhere in between the Ocular Max and the
And
yeah.
Because that would be my only thing with the Ocular Max. Is the size. I think she's a little too small.
I love though how they put a Generation Springer in there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still one of the best Springer figures out there, but still.
Rather than doing the Siege Springer.
Yeah.
But as far as Takara is concerned, like they're not making any money off those other ones, so this is their time to reach into the honeypot and grab some change. I mean, that's especially if you've already seen it now. The sell-off of RCs has begun, so there's definitely
Yeah.
it's a market for it.
I personally think the Ocular Max was the best of all the third-party ones.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's the best looking one. I think it's just a little small.
Yeah, the Fans Toys, I won't even bother to transform it. There's just so many QC issues with it. I know that's like, taboo to say, but, after seeing like Deluxe have his with the arm shear right off, and Bobby had his where the paint had seized the thigh. I watched T's review. T, didn't you get stress marks on yours?
I don't think so, but after transforming her several times, her joints are really loose.
And he had
Yeah.
stress marks while he was trying to transform.
Yes, in my brain.
I mean, as long as they don't and hopefully they don't cake this in paint. That's my only concern.
Is
You
that
think-
chest not?
You think she's gonna have an
Transformed, right?
optional?
It slid down.
Yeah, it should be higher.
Yeah. What were you
She's,
saying, T?
she's hit her mid-50s, so.
You think she's gonna have an optional Daniel head?
Probably not. I would think that they'd probably force people to double dip and release a retooled Headmaster RC, just like they re-released Hot Rod as a Target Master with a slightly
Yeah.
different deco.
You know what? I'm worried about those hands as well. That thumb never changes position.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oops. Yeah, we don't want to look at them yet. Let's get back.
But you said your only worry is the paint, man. After seeing the quality control in the last few figures, I'm worried about the fucking quality and the materials on this thing.
Well, I'm worried about that too, but I think the paint is part of the factor. I think that they use a more brittle or thin plastic and just coat it with paint. Worrying that we won't be able to achieve this if we make the plastic too thick. We'll let the paint do the work of the plastic.
I'm about to be chat only. I'm getting out of here.
I'll tell
Her
you, that,
alt
like,
mode
after
does
the
look
last-
really good though.
Yeah.
I think her alt mode probably looks the best out of all of them.
It's clean for sure.
I'll give you
And
that.
You can actually sit human figures in there, which
Oh, don't tell
even-
T. He loves his diet clones.
Well, I mean, even if I just kept her in the car mode, if I was like, the Fans Toys is going to stay in the robot mode, I would at least like to have this in my display with Daniel riding in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to spend on a dedicated alt mode though.
Yeah, but when you're a masterpiece completionist, Jim, getting
You
it
gotta
one way
have
or
it.
another,
You're-
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
They
Now-
gotcha.
I'm guessing that new spike that comes with Hound is a little too big for this little.
Probably.
A cockpit.
I'm willing to bet she comes with her own Daniel. You know they're going to overload it with accessories. She's probably going to have, if you look here, this all probably separates.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
she's got a visor.
Will she get an aftermarket squishy boob set?
No,
Yes.
but she comes with a included pre-order bonus, a sassy attitude.
Speaking of squishy boobs, I got breaking news. I did my first custom.
All right.
I love this.
Oh,
I remember that episode.
I mean, I think it works.
he looks like he's shocked, but it feels right. All right, so let's go back here to the last little bit from Wonderfest. Now I know this one is not for everybody, Dave, but the last two components of Studio Series Devastator were shown off there
Wait, this is all the Wonderfest news you have?
for Transformers.
Oh, for Transformers.
Yeah, there's a lot to go over with Wonderfest.
I have to say.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the Mayfex stuff next. So I believe this is I think this is Overload, and if I'm not mistaken, is that Scrapper?
What kind of vehicle mode is that with the freaking part of Mixmaster on his back?
That's an optional piece. That's the turbine part. You know, I think that's just storage for it. But the robot modes, man, the robot modes is definitely where it's at. And you know, of course, they couldn't get Devastator into a good pose here. But they do have some shots of him on, and funny enough, they weathered one for this display. I think that looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it looks better weathered. Does it have balls?
Not yet, but you know there's going to be a third party.
Which it doesn't make sense. None of those were cranes.
Well, technically Hightower was, but you know he didn't have any wrecking balls attached.
I hate Michael Bay.
This is just that is a really awesome display. It's unfortunate though that they're using the 2009 Fallen. I'd really like to see like an updated version of the Fallen. I know it's supposed to be coming, but yeah, taking it quite a bit too long. Looks like they're using a custom gun. And wait, is that the master? Yeah, that's the Masterpiece one. They're actually using the Masterpiece Prime, so I'm curious if that means that they're doing like a Jetfire or a Jetwing set.
That's Masterpiece?
Yeah, that's the Masterpiece Optimus. That's not the Studio Series one. Or I gotta like really zoom in. Oh, you know what? No, that's not the Masterpiece. That's the that is the old Revenge of the Fallen mold. So they're like, but I don't know what that set is from Jetfire. It looks like it looks like they might have used a third party set.
I thought that was the whole reason they did the new Prime and the Jetfire was to do this.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they use that?
Maybe it is. I gotta look at the windows. Like Nate's saying, it's the MPM one for sure, but I'm like looking at the front windows.
They were going to use the Studio Series one, but it broke.
I think the Studio Series one is fine.
As long as you don't touch it.
It's fine, and I've transformed it many times. One day, Dave. One day you'll stop hating. All right. Well, let's get into some Wonderfest stuff that Dave would actually want to talk about. We'll start off with the Mayfex MCU reveals because they had a lot of them. Here, let me go ahead.
You have my interest.
So and it's not just MCU. Mafex is also doing a Magneto here. And they mixed
Oh,
in
the
there.
Luscious Blocks version. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll get him out of the way first. Though he's probably going to have a helmeted head, and then also here you can see a early McFarlane Venom right there, which I personally like the old design of Venom without the tongue and the big grin. And the webs instead of the tentacles. That's just me. But anyway, we'll look up here. They've got their MCU display. Of course, everybody's already seen the. That's not their MCU display. There we go. I think Iron Spider has been out for a good minute.
Actually, it's the second Iron Spider.
Yeah, it's a redo. They're re-releasing it with some fixes. Specifically the Waldos.
The Waldos?
Mm-hmm.
I'm lost on that one.
The arms.
The actual
extra
arm thing.
arms.
Oh.
On the Iron Spider, the extra arms are called Waldos, and the original release they broke easily, very easily.
Kind of like the Figwarts. The Figwarts, when I had it, it was like a very weird joint, and they were very, very thin.
If you bent it the wrong way, right, it was just
Yeah, you can only bend it one way.
So apparently they went the extra mile though, and they sent out replacements to anybody that bought the original that wanted to replace the joint. But here they're just saying the hell with it, and they're just re-releasing it with the fix. So
Yeah, that's a good plan. At least they took care of the customers. We've got Endgame Thor here. I think this is probably the most faithful sculpt so far.
the old bro Thor.
Well, their other Thor is amazing. You've seen the pictures of that with the lightning coming off of it.
He's up here in the display. Is that the one you're talking about? The Infinity War one?
If you actually see with all the effect parts on it, holy shit.
And then, of course, they've got their not sure which Batman that is. Oh, Hush. I like the soft goods they're using on there.
I don't actually think, is it the Hush Batman? I don't think it is.
I think it is.
The Hush Batman's blue. It's got the blue tint. This one's using a lot of the same body, but I think this is different.
And I'm curious which Superman's on there, because they mixed in this post. They have
It's Hush.
Hush.
all
There's
Yeah.
Hush. Hush Batman's on the left.
And so there's the blue one right there.
Yeah, I think it's the same Batman. It's just one's black, one's blue.
That Dark Knight Returns.
But
holy shit.
I'm really excited for this cape because
Mm-hmm.
I think this cape is something like we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's loaded with. It may have a bendy wire in it, but unless these are just for display. But look at the way the cape. It almost is like the whole cape looks pliable.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll stay in position unless it's just for these displays.
It looks like it would be that way for the it can't be a display thing.
Yeah, every picture of the Batman has had the same effect. So I think that's going to be built into it. And I've got one on pre-order as well because I can't. This looks about as close to, in my mind, as the most perfect Batman anybody's ever offered.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what Mezco does, but these things are freaking killing it. If you want like right out of the comic book sculpts. I mean, and their live action, the MCU stuff look really good too. But this stuff that comes right out of the comic books, man, it's dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dark Knight Returns stuff has me excited.
Yeah,
I really like the Frank Miller designs. There's some more pictures of the Joker here, and I gotta pull that up because I'm really impressed with what they're doing with that. Spoiler alert: if you haven't read the comics, or not the comics, but the graphic novel,
came out how many? What 25, 35 years ago?
Yeah. You got no excuses if you haven't read that. I think it's mandatory reading.
There was a picture somewhere that had the here. Let me see.
Do they have it like an effect Where he's the dead version now or something?
1986. Okay, yeah, you had no excuse.
I haven't
Yeah.
read it yet. but
Yeah,
I'm
there's-
not gonna
Oh,
spoil it.
what?
There's an effects piece for it. I saw the picture on a Facebook post, but he does have an alternate head that has the batarang stuck in the eye socket.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
Nice.
So, and like of course a big grin on his face.
Spoiler
Joker kills Jason Todd.
alert.
Not really. That's the spoiler.
If you've read Hush.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to another thing that was shown at Wonderfest. This time, keeping with Batman, the Batman theme. This one's kind of like left field out of nowhere, but it looks awesome and it's in keeping with the company. Flame Toys is actually doing an Arkham Knight.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
That looks pretty freaking awesome, though. What's like? What? How big is this thing?
It's kind of hard to say.
It looks like it'd be a decent size.
Given them, I would assume it would probably be 1/12 scale. Or
I don't know. It looks.
I think that looks 1/6 personally.
Yeah, doesn't it look big?
I mean, all their stuff looks big just because of how hyper detailed it is. But then you get it, and it's smaller than.
I'm thinking 112. 1/6 actually.
Yeah.
So physically be about the same size as Prime and Tarn.
Nate Simmons that knows the thing says it's 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
It could be something weird like 1/8 or something like that.
He's also asking for my nerd card. No, you can't have it.
I'm imagining though this is probably going to have a lot of light up features. If you've played the game, his helmet had some very interesting functions. So
If you
I
play the
imagine-
game, I hope you like the Batmobile.
I do like the Batmobile, Dave.
Good.
So
Play the fuck out of it in that game.
yeah, you do. I think that was probably like my biggest disappointment out of all of it was you do all those Batmobile missions to fight Deathstroke, and then the Deathstroke fight is a Batmobile mission. Like, and I'm somebody that actually enjoyed Arkham Origins, so I was kind of hoping for a and that boss fight in Arkham Origins against Deathstroke broke a lot of people. So I was hoping for a better designed boss fight, not like you're gonna fight Deathstroke in a tank.
Yeah, it was a little overdone,
I
but
mean, a man who
still a
specializes
really
in
good game.
a man who specializes in unarmed combat versus a tank. Who do they think he is? Solid Snake?
Liquid Snake. But yeah, the Arkham Knight. I mean, Nate has a good point. Getting the colors right. I think he'll have the spray camo. This is a very robotic design as well.
I mean, I always liked the Arkham Knight design. I thought it was probably one of the coolest. I really like that Play Arts Kai one that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, I had that for a little bit. I think T still has it. I sold it to him, and it was a really cool figure. It's just that, for me, it's like the Play Arts Kai. I don't collect 1/6 scale, so I was just like, well, even as a one-off at the time, I just didn't know what I was going to do with it.
Kai are they're a neat little. What's the word I want to go for? I mean, even you don't need to go all in on those. Just even one or two of them. They're just a very nice accent piece for a collection.
Yeah.
I've got the Deadpool. I've got the Joker. I've got Harlock. I can't remember if I've got a fourth one. Oh, and I've got Harley.
So I guess we'll stay on top of Wonderfest news. The last little bit that we have on our docket. Granted, there was a ton of stuff, and if we didn't discuss it,
Ooh, Revoltech's got a cable coming out.
that they do.
I thought I put that in our little listing, but I guess not.
Well, I can definitely go over that real quick because I got it pulled up.
And I can't remember if they've got another DC character coming out.
So here's the amazing Yamaguchi booth from Wonderfest with the cable, which is a pretty good looking cable.
The cable has got some pelvic thrusting action.
And that he does. You know, I don't think he'll be able to stand on his own with those guns without the.
You'd be surprised. But those are perfect Liefeld guns.
Oh, there's Deku.
But here's one down here where you can see him with Deadpool, and Deadpool's giving him the cutie eye.
Now, if they were Liefeld feet, you wouldn't see them.
Yeah, they'd just be behind the logo.
Anyway, we'll go back here. So
Yeah, look at that Deku.
That cable is my hero. What else they got?
So the bit that I know Matt and Joe really wanted to discuss was this just comes from after getting the Figma figures. We've got the Deku, which I think is probably the least exciting of the two.
I don't know, man. Like, look at that lightning effect.
Yeah, look at that. That
That's
does look
crazy.
great.
And that's his version 3 outfit, 3 or 4, 3.
So, yeah,
I think
he's
it's
doing the
3.
shoot. He's doing the shoot fighting with that.
There he is.
And this All Might, like, I think that this guy's going to give Cable a run for his money with the pelvic thrust.
How do you feel about the face on this?
I think it works. I don't know how they would do the shading.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they'd pull that off.
I think this is a good balance between ridiculously blackface and none at all. I think they probably hit the sweet spot there, and that's about as good as it's going to do. Because if you're going to have it on a shelf, natural lighting is going to play a part on that face as well, and probably give you a little bit more.
Yeah, it's true.
But look at this this punching effect is amazing.
Yeah.
The articulation looks good, and you got to give it to them, man. They're evolving company with their release schedule. All the releases so far have been slowly inching towards this playability factor that they didn't have before. Because when you look at old Amazing Yamaguchi figures, man, they were gappy. They had, all the joints were exposed, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to mess with. Where now each release is getting closer to this. I mean,
Fluid.
It's really
It's very
sleek, fluid piece. Yeah.
This butterfly joint here looks really interesting. I don't think I've.
The
least
Batman,
Yeah, it looks like it's going to have like a double shoulder joint.
Doesn't the Batman have that same over the?
Yeah. It had
Wolverine has that as well.
Okay.
And Captain America.
It's just for figures, for characters that are constantly flying through the air and doing crazy maneuvers. I feel like this is the company. Like, Figma is good at making screen accurate, picture perfect representations, but Figma articulation is pretty lacking when it comes to these characters, especially when you want to put them in these crazy poses.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I have the Venom, and I always like to say it's probably one of the most kinetic figures I have. It's like I can't put him in like a static pose, but when I put him in like he's doing something, it's like you're already imagining how the punch was starting and how it's following through.
Yeah, I've heard that about them many times before. That that they are definitely not for people that pose their figures in static poses.
Oh yeah, they're one of my favorites. I'm sad I only have 3 out of the 4, but is the Revoltech Turtles based on the Nickelodeon show. Those are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they were hard to find, weren't they? After the initial run.
Yeah, I was able to find, as I said, I was able to score 3 out of 4. And that Leonardo price just keeps climbing.
Now, with this, do you think we're going to have any shot at getting alternate All Might era costumes? We could get Golden Age.
Revoltech doesn't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't think of any times they've actually released, because you would have thought by now we would have seen a bunch of Spider-Man, a bunch of
The only time they've done that is actually they did do a Grey Deadpool. That's the only one.
Is X-Force Deadpool really that popular?
No, but it was a really easy cash grab.
Fair.
That's what I'm saying. I think this will be a cash grab because I don't know when this comes out, but I think they're going to have the first and probably the only proper articulated All Might, quality All Might, where they could just pop out 3 or 4 alternates and
Now McFarlane will
Kinda
do that
corner.
first.
they will, but they're not going to be proper All Mights.
I mean, I would think it would take some retooling, but I would be more likely to buy a Street Clothes All Might than a Golden
Street
Maid.
clothes, yeah. I mean, really wouldn't require retooling as far as the Golden Age would have a cape.
Yeah, right. No,
Other
I
than that, it's just
retooling
paint.
with jeans and a t-shirt kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
I could
yeah,
actually
like,
see Figma
the sculpt
doing
would be a little
the
different.
I could see Figma doing the depowered All Might.
Oh, they probably will.
oh, that would be awesome. Oh, speaking of Figma, real quick, let me show these guys. Matt, you got to help me out with the names because I never remember the names too well.
Uchaku Uraraka.
Araka, yeah, and
What's her quirk again?
it's float, right? And is it float or is it
It's float. Yeah.
Yeah, so she can touch something and make it like float
Or
away.
herself. Yeah.
Yeah, or herself.
Kirishima.
Kirishima,
Red Riot.
Red Riot, yeah. Now, this is interesting that they're going with the powered down. I mean, I would hope that maybe they do another alternate where he's powered up.
You know, it would only take a face swap and maybe a forearm swap into some.
Yeah, you could get
rocking
away.
arms.
Yeah, you could get away. Maybe it will have just alternate pieces.
So here's the thing, though, is that, and this is kind of mild spoilers for the show, that he didn't appear powered up until recently. So if this has been in the works, Figma doesn't change fast.
No, they're a long time. In fact, this guy here's still in a prototype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for me, Todoroki does the same thing for me that Jiren does. I think I think he's an awesome character, but it's a boring ass design, man.
Yeah, it is.
And when they
Yeah,
throw
I'm not so excited about this one. I'm excited for just more My Hero stuff in general.
Yeah.
when they throw some color on him, he'll be great. Oh, you know who's going to be a really good if they make her for Reveltech? Who'd be awesome?
Momo?
The Frog Girl.
No, okay. Yeah. Frog Girl. Yep.
Frog Girl and Reveltech. Oh my gosh, that'd be perfect.
Asui. Yeah.
No, let me pull up a picture of the
Momo.
character I want, and you guys will quickly understand why.
Would it be one of the teachers?
Nope.
I do want a present Mike. Present and Aizawa.
Why is this bringing up freaking Amazon?
I thought she'd be all over that female vigilante.
Female vigilante.
Oh god, I can't remember the teacher. I read the comics, so
The manga.
Here we go.
nerd.
Just trying to help you keep your cred, man.
Yeah, because you'll get called out on it anyway. So
Momo.
may as well be now.
I won the 2000 Otakon Trivia Challenge. Okay, you can call me out anytime you want. My nerd cred will still beat your ass.
Yes, this needs to be released. This needs to be a TV League release.
I feel like you could probably make a TV league.
You're halfway
Custom.
there. How many pieces of cloth do you actually need to recreate that outfit? Christ,
Not-
I mean,
Not much. I feel like I saw some of these outfits very similar to this when I was, on eBay looking at 1/6 scale
eBay,
clothing.
right? eBay.
and her
Like, it
was
her
eBay.
quirk
The
is
fat
the
shop.
most bullshit, world-breaking quirk of all of them.
But it makes sense.
She
What
can
is it?
create anything as long as she understands how it's made from her body. So, like, she can hold up her arm and create a fucking broom as long as she uses the lipids in her body
But-
to create matter.
Yes, but
I need that power.
the way
I know,
her
right?
quirk works, and the reason why she's scantily clad is because she has to have exposed skin, and she will actually open up her. She sometimes will wear like a jacket or something, and she'll go like this to expose her chest and actually like create the item.
Larger items, yeah.
Yeah, and then there it comes.
Yeah, she has to.
So there is a reason
Yes.
why she's dressed this way.
And it's a good reason, of course.
It is a very good reason.
And you are thankful.
I am very thankful.
It's thankful.
What's the what was Sir Night Eye's apprentice?
Oh,
The one that was just
but the Bubble Girl.
Bubble Girl. Where that's that
Yeah,
one.
that's
They
another
should
one.
Fast track her too, because a
Yes,
little bit of underboob
please.
goes a long way.
Please.
I feel like you guys have to put together like a wish list of characters that you.
Oh, you know what? I probably should have been running.
I am never going to an anime convention with you boys.
Well, yeah, because you don't get out of the house.
TFCon. He came to TFCon. You got to give him that.
He
And
did.
he tried to die by spider, so he was out of the house.
He tried.
Well,
He tried,
and I
and
will say
Dave, you
this-
failed.
I will
I
say
mean,
that
try harder next time.
TFCon had the safest cosplayers out there.
When you say safest,
Yes, because those girls had a thicker beard than you do.
And that's not. He's not even talking about the face.
I don't know. That group is.
That was.
I think they might end up taking over.
I'm still trying to figure out what to call that kind of fandom. I'm still like my brain is out.
yeah, I mean, you guys heard my commentary on Magfest this year, so.
You loved it, right?
No, I hated it. I left early. It was the first time I actually.
You left early. You left early from TFCon.
Yeah, but I had to. I didn't have a room to stay in.
You didn't ask. I was staying in my room by myself.
You didn't offer.
You didn't know. I didn't know your scenario. You disappeared.
You
I
did
was-
just leave. I mean, to be fair, if you had said you were leaving, I don't know that I ever actually heard you say you were leaving.
It was text. Where are you, man? I'm at home. What? We're in the
Oh,
lobby.
look-
Where are you? In my house.
Let's talk about that because that was a good release. Let's. Anybody care what we hit
Talk
on
about your
next?
birthday again?
I'm thinking the Mezco Two Face needs to be the next point of.
I'm thinking so as well. So here, let me get that pulled up. Going back to Batman, there's a lot of Batman stuff tonight.
As well, there should be. Cape Crusader fights crime.
Yeah, especially we need some good Batman stuff after seeing that reveal of Robert Pattinson as Batman.
So that was something I was going to ask. How we
that looked
felt
fine.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem. with it.
Was there an actual reveal? It looked fake.
No, that was
Real.
official.
It looks. I like that better than the Batfleck costume.
Well,
Hold
since
on,
this
let me,
is a
Let me
since this is
Google it.
becoming a Batman heavy show, we'll save that for our discussion.
I don't collect Mezco. I haven't seen any Mezco yet that made me really want to buy one. This came damn close, which is weird because I don't give a shit about Two-Face. I like him, but not enough to buy a figure of him. And I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, God damn, this thing is brilliant.
I'm surprised they didn't go with the black and white costume as opposed to the black and burgundy.
Man, this got some flair to it though. It's got some color saturation. It's got it's there, man. I love it.
Nate Simmons, you're a Mezco dealer?
Nate, I will buy it for $45. Text me after the show. Thank you. He doesn't specify a price, so clearly you can
That would be cheaper than retail.
He
Yeah.
found a warehouse that he has a couple of loose bricks to get into. So
That's a really cool effects piece.
Yes.
I mean that.
oh, that's some beautiful photography.
If I had any kind of complaint with this, is I would have liked his charred side of his face to be a little more mangled.
Or maybe like a yellowish color.
Say some kind of because it's just skin tone. It looks like it's burned but then healed, and it's fine. Like it's
Yeah.
a minor complaint, but
That is also a really awesome effects piece.
Hmm.
Kind of curious how much detail is actually on that coin.
Knowing them,
I'll bet
it's
one
detailed.
side scraped up.
That is the Cash Money head.
And that's actually a head, is it? That you actually get gauze to wrap around the head. When we see the pack here, you'll see the roll of gauze.
Okay.
There it is. See underneath.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. So you can actually doctor him up yourself.
God, that rocket launcher. is
You could
nice.
give him a boo boo on his elbow if you wanted to.
Oh, and look at the hands. He's actually got hands with the coin sculpted on at other parts.
And you get 5 coins in case you drop one and it falls into your carpet. Oh, sorry, and 4 loose ones.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is amazing. I don't know why this thing. It's so random, guys. Like this just shit that speaks to me. This for whatever reason, man. This one's got me enamored. I don't know why.
I don't know why I'm a little meh on this one. I think mainly because, like, I know you said like the colors and everything are working for you, but it's just a guy in a suit. I don't know. I could probably pass on this one. Like, if you look at like
white, I have more interest. I don't know why, but that burgundy turns me off.
like look at a character like Deathstroke, and he's got like so much going on. It's a really cool design.
Sure,
You know?
I get you.
But no, this does look good. It's just I will probably pass on this one. Now, if they did a Tommy Lee Jones version of this, woo, boy, then I'm in.
And that's not out of the cards
It would
either.
not be hard to do.
Yeah.
If they did a Billy D. Williams version, I would be in.
That would be awesome.
Okay, I do have one very dumb criticism. It is very petty, but it's very. He should have 2 pistols. Like he should have.
Oh, his like.
He should have the matching set, or the not matching set.
Exactly, but he should. Someone get Nate off my face. Wait, that didn't sound right.
I have to agree with Nate. I like the Arkham design for Two-Face a lot. Because he had a white suit.
Yes. Oh, Arkham in general. I love the Arkham action figure line, especially the ones for Arkham Knight. And I would have, if they had kept that line just going, that whole aesthetic was perfect. I loved the Penguin that had the shot glass, like the bottle, like driven into his face instead of the monocle.
Yeah, that was
the hell.
Sound like
that was my Jiren.
Yeah, because the Arkham City, when I'm looking at it now, he had the white suit, but it was like burnt. Let me share that out. And yeah, he had a blue tie.
Yeah, that Mezcode that for me, and I would have been. I'd be all over that.
That's good too. I like that. And you're right. Like maybe another, since it's Mezco, maybe a alternate jacket accessory that changed out, instead of the 2-tone colors, one's like this charred up wreck of a jacket.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. I think it's a little overdone with the sleeve and everything, but I still like the design in the game, just simply because it was familiar. It had a little bit of movie element to it. Kind of like the little similarity in the mouth to like the Aaron Eckhart Two-Face. Yeah.
The only thing I love the Aaron Eckhart Joker. Two-Face, but the scene in the hospital where he's doesn't recognize the Joker at first, like that makes me chuckle. I never realized it until someone pointed it out. And now
how much painkillers were in him?
Yeah,
well, he refused painkillers. That was the thing. He refused skin grafts and painkillers because he was so distraught about Rachel's death.
So distraught that he didn't realize this craftily Joker disguised Joker.
And then one more Batman thing. God, is this a Batman centric show? McFarlane, they're doing variants of their Batman.
Man, those McFarlane toys are hard to find.
Yeah, right. I mean,
just to be clear.
I mean, I can see like the like the the new 52 designs. Okay, cool. They gave him the classic chest and everything, but why animated Batman? He was never.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Cash grab.
Yeah, huge cash grab.
Because there are the geeks who are gonna buy it.
Yeah, I guess so. But
the thing I like about this whole McFarlane thing is I can look at them, and as of right now, I just want the man who laughs, and I'm happy with that.
I still hold to the fact that some import company is gonna make that. I think if you hold it off, you're gonna see
right, but it's gonna be a $20. It's gonna be a $20 one, and it will look. I'll be able to get a couple good poses, pose them with some NECAs, and then
Yeah, but if you
'Cause
save
you
the
really only
20,
need him in. You really only want him in like that pose where he's like, gesturing.
I feel like you take the 20 you were going to spend on the McFarlane Batman Who Laughs, right? And then you add $40. Then you'll have spent $60. And that's math.
This Jiren is so damn good. Look at that.
Let's see here.
So would you say that's your favorite Jiren that you have in your hands right now?
This is definitely my favorite Jiren that I've ever had in my hands.
Okay.
Because he didn't buy the Dragon Stars one.
I thought he Jiren.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I lied. I do have the Dragon Stars one. But it's still the best one that I've ever had in my hand. It's better than that one.
There you go. So it's a truthful statement.
It was a true statement. I forgot I had the Dragon Stars one. You're getting tossed, bud. You're getting yanked right out of that display.
Intruder. Get them out of here.
So while I wasn't big on the Doom Marine itself from Doom Eternal, McFarlane is coming out with more figures, which at least has me excited because they're at least improving a bit with each release. One is a straight up repaint. They're calling this the Phobos armor. And then, of course, there's one of the villains from the game, the Marauder, which this has me excited. This looks like a really cool sculpt, probably limited on articulation.
I'm playing Doom. I got it for $15.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like I got gypped $5.
Dave,
Really?
no. How could you say that?
I don't feel. I played through the first hour of it, and I
The rhythm is
don't feel that way.
off, and the control. I wonder because I'm used to buttons being able to reload and stuff.
Yeah, but you don't reload in Doom.
As I'm learning again,
You never reloaded in Doom.
it's just so. But it's just I feel like I'm playing Serious Sam.
But that's what Serious Sam inspired. Or I'm sorry, what
What's
Doom inspired was Serious Sam.
Right, but I figured since it was updated, I guess.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a throwback game that's just frantic action, and the story takes a back seat. It's supposed to be it's not a game that's story heavy by any regards, and that's what in my
I could care less about story heavy. I was playing Bulletstorm for I don't know how long. I was having a blast with that.
If you like Bulletstorm, it kind of surprises me that you'd have an issue with Doom because even in Doom the story takes more of a back seat than Bulletstorm, and there's more exploration elements to it. But the original Doom had that with key cards and I guess really you kind of have to go back and say, were you really a fan of Doom as it was?
Yeah, this one's good at stripping out all of the modern inconveniences of gaming and just boiling it back down to its original kind of
modern inconveniences. I've never heard it phrased like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm trying to reload the damn gun and I'm throwing a grenade and blowing myself up. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you have to unlearn what you've learned over the years to go back to a point where you can enjoy something that's simplified.
Yeah, it's like playing God of War and being like, oh, wait a minute, this is now a behind-the-back third-person game, and it's far more methodical in how you get your combos and everything. There's no emphasis on that anymore.
Oh. I could do a freaking dissertation on God of War now after playing 4. Oh my gosh!
And you spend, after you're done playing, you call everybody boy, 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 boy.
I know a lot of people didn't like Resident Evil 7 because it was a reinvention of the series. I personally loved it.
Oh, let me just say, I'm God of War 4. We just got out of hell and threw the greatest guilt trip on that boy as we ever could have.
Boy.
We are here because of you. This discussion is not over.
But at any rate, back onto the Doom Marauder. I think this looks pretty good. He apparently gets motion sickness watching his son play it.
I can see that.
motion sick watching his sim play video games.
I'll have to have him. I have to have him do like more next time. Next time everybody's over, or next time he's over, I'll have to have him do like the some different stuff in VR. I know he liked Astrobot. We'll see if he gets motion sack. But I think this looks pretty good. I'm in for it.
That looks like a good generic figure to have. Like I could mix that in with my shelf.
Yeah. This, I guess, it's maybe a multiplayer skin. You know, I might be interested if it actually happens in the game. I'd be definitely interested if they updated the articulation or if it had different weapons other than the sawed off.
That's a straight repaint. I'm looking at mine. I like the brown armor. I think the brown armor looks a lot better than the green armor does.
Yeah, that's what I've got. The bronze one. But yeah. Glad to see more Doom. Hopefully they do Imps. Hopefully they do Revenants, and I'd like to see somebody do a nice big squishy Cacodemon. Yes. And let's see. Did we have one more thing? Oh yeah, one oddity. I believe this was actually at Wonderfest, because we were talking about obscure Figma characters, and Figma does a lot of like out there video game characters, but I think this is probably their most out there video game character outside of that R-Type release they had, and that is the Space Invader.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
That's from Space Invaders.
That's from the cover. That's from I was gonna say. Yeah. I was actually gonna make a joke saying, are they making the Oregon Trail buggy? But that's pretty out there.
The light up effect is pretty cool. I just think that it's just kind of crazy. If you had this on a shelf, who the hell is going to know what it is?
Yeah.
You could mix that in with damn near anything and play it off as a character. Like you could have a freaking Doctor Who figure and say this is one of the baddies of the week.
Interestingly, it has articulated fingers. So that's I think a new one for Figma. I can't think of any releases they've had that have had that, but not anything I'm interested in. Just that
looks like it was a passion. That's like it was a passion project.
Have you ever seen the R-Type figure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is weird.
Are you looking up the R-Type?
No,
I'm reading the instructions to the TV League.
I thought you were
going to read that. If it focus.
Here, hold
read
on.
The top line.
Let me big in it.
To clarify, the body is not designed as a sex toy. We repeat, this is not a sex toy.
As he chucks it out, he's like, fuck them, I'm gonna kill them.
I mean, the scale's a bit off.
I'm gonna get my dick out.
But just to show this this R-Type for anybody that hasn't ever seen it, this was somebody's passion product or project. I guess it's more of a diorama than a figure, but
whenever I fought that thing, I always said, God damn it, that fetus is going to beat us.
I would take the ships off of that and pair that with my Figma Metroid. I mean, Samus. I don't know why. It just looks like it'd be a good Samus enemy.
Or
it does.
Contra.
It would fit. Or, Contra. Yeah, good.
So
are we going to talk about this new Batman movie? Is that what we're going to do?
No,
okay.
I want to talk about one more thing before we get into that.
Okay.
And that is the return of Micro Machines.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
And they even kept the old logo, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I mean, this is really all we have to go off of it. There's an article about it returning. No idea if this is actually something that they're really even bringing back, or if it's just a concept art. But it's really cool to see. After I think and I recommend anybody that subscribes to Toy Galaxy not only watch Toy Galaxy, but some of the retrospectives that they do on that channel are really awesome.
Yes.
And they recently did one on Micro Machines, and it looks like this van set is actually Super Van City is actually one of the first ones coming back. It's supposed to retail for $50. Yeah.
I could get a vintage one for $25.
Yeah, so you're dealing with that Hasbro pricing, but I mean, it is a large well, I guess we'll have to see how big it actually is when it does come out.
Micro Machines.
Yeah.
Micro.
But yeah, the pricing on some of the stuff is kind of suspect.
Yeah.
Speaking
But
of which,
Matt, I feel like if you could afford the or come up with the $50, you're the boy would love this.
Boy.
Yeah.
And then
Right?
swallow the micro.
I mean,
machines.
it's cars that fold out into a playset that you can play with cars in.
The toys have fallen to the wayside right now.
No.
It's nothing but Minecraft.
Oh yeah, that freaking Minecraft, man.
Yeah. So I'll tell you though, his problem with this would be that Micro Machines tend to be fairly real car accurate, but he demands perfect accuracy to the real world. So I don't think he would like that.
has he thought about doing model building?
He's 6, so it would be me doing it while he tries to help.
Hey.
So that might actually to your point, that's probably something I will try to introduce maybe next year. Maybe a 7-year-old would be better suited to.
I will
to build
say
models.
this: I did have Kiera helping me build my 30-minute mission figures at age 6.
Yeah, I mean they do have like the snap tight model kits, not like
Maybe I'll try that. That's not a bad idea.
because there you've got the engine and all the components inside, and
I mean, she's actually skidding on my case about building the Voltron that I haven't finished.
Yeah,
the Super Mini one.
Colin wouldn't care not one bit about robots, unfortunately.
Oh, she likes robot kitties.
I'm sad.
All right.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
So let's talk about the Batman reveal here. They released a camera test, and
It's like a minute-long video. It's just a kind of a fade in on Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Who I think is a perfect Bruce Wayne.
Can you embiggen that?
yeah, let's get this a little bit larger. Yeah.
Out the symbol looks good.
That it struck me as very Arkham series at first.
He
that
looks
bat
more
symbol.
like
He looks more like I said. He looks better than Batfleck did. I like the collar. I like that collar a lot.
The collar reminds me of that Batman Noir, in a way.
And he can move
Yeah.
his neck no problem. On the
I'm
first
gonna
try.
I'm gonna agree with Jedi mindset here that I'm getting a Daredevil vibe from this.
Because it's got that red
I
tint,
know,
and
it's
you
a-
really can't see too much detail there, especially with that cowl. But
He's got the chin for Batman.
I disagree. I think he's got the chin for Daredevil.
Now I'm looking at this. Is his head exposed above his eyes,
No.
Now,
no.
or is that just a trick? Is that just a
I
camera
think-
catching it?
I think
I
it-
see. It's just a light. Okay.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to make it look like his cowl has some like battle damage or some wear and tear to it.
Okay.
It's got some texture on it.
could be emo Batman.
Too much face.
The red
exposed.
tint was a
Yeah, a little bit.
bad touch.
And they could have done blue. They could have done
Blue would've
and
worked.
that might have probably sold it a bit better.
Yeah.
I am
don't-
in still. I am.
Yeah, I
still
don't
in.
hate this at all. It's
I know.
fine. It's certainly not enough to form a really good opinion one way or the other.
Just
Yeah, I
curious.
get to see more.
I don't see embossed nipples, so I'm not offended.
I don't know. I just think he's a little small to be Batman.
I haven't seen a lot of his newer stuff, but I've heard Robert Pattinson's like fucking good actor. And a lot of his newer and like the indie stuff that he's done,
Yeah.
supposedly he is a very good actor.
And it's not that hard. I mean, it is, but for Hollywood, they can bulk up fairly easily with personal trainers and whatnot.
You say that, but it's not everybody's Christian Bale. Like Christian Bale's a guy that went from 100 and when he was doing The Machinist, he went from like 120 pounds all the way up to like 220. Let me see what.
Well, I'll put it this way: it's easier for them that's getting paid to do it than it is for me to try to fit it in after work.
So Batman Begins. Let's see. So yeah, he went from 121 pounds to 221 pounds, discovering that he had gained more weight than the director desired. Then dropped by 30 pounds the time that filming began for Batman Begins.
Yeah, what he did was crazy.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that movie, The Machinist?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, he looked dead in that. Like he just looked completely wasted away. I have no idea how he managed. I think he lost the weight again for another role, not as extreme,
Yeah.
but he went from that to bulked up and then back to
And
probably
that
in
is
between.
not CG. That's how he looked in the movie.
How do you do that?
He was
Eating a single can of tuna fish.
Yeah. That's literally it. He was eating like a can of tuna and maybe an apple.
And it makes your muscles disappear?
Yeah.
Yes, he was starving. That's your body starving to death.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Either way, I mean, it's also impressive too that this is. I don't think we've seen any shots from this new Batman movie, so it's kind of cool that this is how we get revealed. There's no leaks and set pictures or anything like that. That it's kind of an out of the blue video drop.
How
I wanna
about
show you up front so we don't have to wait for the trailer and be angry like Sonic the
Yeah.
Hedgehog.
How about the shots that they've gotten of the Matrix 4 filming, and Neo just looks like regular Keanu Reeves walking around like he normally does.
Did he even shave, like cut his hair or shave?
He just looks like Keanu Reeves walking around
That's
town.
perfect then, 'cause
Actually,
he doesn't
walking
change
between-
anymore.
He's just walking between the three sets. He goes, films some Neo, films some Bill and Ted, swings over for John Wick.
I think he might have shaved for Bill and Ted though. I feel like he did. Which is gonna yeah, I think he did. But yeah, I seen a picture and it was like, oh, we finally see Neo on the set of Matrix 4, and it just like, no, that's just Keanu Reeves walking out of like a bagel shop. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's not Matrix.
Got his slice
That's
of
not
cake.
he should be walking out of like a noodle shop because I remember that place. It had great noodles.
Maybe it was a noodle shop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
He stopped
that
going there because he could never get a spoon.
He should be blind too from the end of Matrix 3.
well, also
He should be
Trinity should be dead.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if what they're going with angle here is this going to be like a whole rebooted Matrix where
You know what?
everyone's.
I'm saying this. He's
Unintended.
been absorbed. He's gonna be like
Yeah.
he's gonna be like the architect, one of a sentient program. He got absorbed by the machines, and now he is part of the Matrix as code.
And he could change bodies like Agent Smith did. They
Well, I
could
know,
produce a new body for him.
I know. Shoot, what's his name? The guy that played Agent Smith, Hugo Weaving, said he won't be back.
I'm sad.
I'm not. He died.
He's
Yeah.
kind of
He ran his course.
Hugo Weaving's kind of a weird dude.
He's annoying.
Yeah.
Like he hated Megatron doing Megatron. That's like,
Yeah, but they
he-
gave him
he-
they
he-
gave him like no lines. He had no material. Versus like in V for Vendetta, they gave him a lot of material.
did he read the script beforehand?
I
I'm pretty sure they told him.
I
He
think
read the note card. He's like,
yeah,
okay, you gave me a summary of my lines. What's the rest of them? What?
Yeah. he probably read the number on the check.
I don't know why they hired him for that movie, but I don't know. He just
Yeah,
he
said
he
did
makes
his
these
lines in
comments.
one day, and he never watched the movies.
To put
Yeah.
his name on the poster, that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
Michael Caine once said, decades ago, he had never seen Jaws 3, but he did look at the car he bought from Jaws 3 quite often. So
Re-rail.
That was Jaws 4.
Jaws, no, 4? No, it's 3.
Yeah.
3D.
No, it
There's
was
only
Jaws
3 Jaws.
4. There's
There's only
4
3
Jaws movies.
4 Jaws? I thought it was only
Yep.
3. I thought it was 3.
There's 4. The
Big
third
deal.
one is the 3D one is the one. That's 3. The third one.
Yeah, that's one with Michael Caine.
No, that's the fourth one. There's when they're in Jamaica or the Bahamas or something. Jaws: The Revenge.
I thought that was 2 was the revenge.
Jaws: The Revenge has Michael Caine,
Jaws 2 still had
also known as Jaws 4.
still
Son of
had
a
Sheriff
bitch.
Brody, yeah, and that was still in Amity. And then 3 was in like the SeaWorld place, and then 4 was in the Bahamas.
You're right. I'm wrong. Here's my key card.
Can you say that again? Just say it a little slower. Can you say Joe? You were right. I was wrong.
Hashtag Joe has one over Dave.
Oh, we can run with that.
We lost T. Where did he go?
Was he ever really here?
He like went on TFW and told that there maybe might be another Earthrise shipment.
Spotting.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So yeah, I still want I like Batman.
All right, fair enough. I guess I will wait to see more, but overall, I'm not impressed.
Well, you weren't impressed with Storm Collectibles for a while, and what was in your hands?
Yeah, I know. But with movies, I tend not to budge. I will see a movie. But but we shall see. Any other thoughts?
Well, probably lots, but nothing that's good for the air.
All right. Well, I guess we can wrap this one up.
Joe,
So-
just remember, first line of the instructions. I see you eyeing that.
Oh wait, put those instructions back on the screen.
So I want to point something out, though. We'd like to clarify that the body is not designed as a sex toy.
doesn't mean you can't.
Say you
Wait.
can't
Did
use
it say
as
something about
such.
pornography?
Doesn't mean
Oh,
you
hold-
shouldn't.
Hold that back up. I want to see it again. Come on. Oh, photography. I thought it said pornography. I was like, wait, what?
Jeez, man, what is on your mind? I'm the one sitting here with the freaking glowing blue ball figure, and you're the one. No.
Well,
He read what he wanted to read. Leave him
his
alone.
Joe's figure has some tiggle bitties, and your Cosmic Ghost Rider as well. He has some issues in the scrotal region.
No, I think females will be able to use that easier as a sex toy than us.
Are you
I won't
talking
go
about the
into
Cosmic
detail.
Ghost Rider or the TBL League?
The TB League.
Let's say maybe if she's had a couple kids, but
All right.
Oh my!
oh boy, this got awkward for real.
I
It
do need
did.
to box this thing up in case somebody comes in this room like while I'm at work and sees
Yeah,
naked chicks.
could you do a B-side with Alicia's reaction
Do it.
to
do
the
it
naked
tomorrow.
headless figure?
For Valentine.
Do
Here,
it
I got your
tomorrow.
Valentine's Day present.
Title it Fappy
And put her
Valentine's
arms in
Day.
heart shape. Alicia should be like, why does it not have? I mean, why does it not have a head?
Do your kids have any Play-Doh or like modeling clay or anything?
Yeah, we got tons of it.
Like, what you ought to do is put the Saitama head back on and sculpt a phallus and just leave it somewhere.
Oh God.
Like, have it holding it. Like, it's
Never
like,
mind. I don't want to know your web search history.
He's
Ah,
like,
Oh,
show
boy.
your kids the haircuts.
see the.
You will get locked up if you've seen it.
Oy vey.
Anyway,
Nice
well,
Brimstone.
let's get some where you at. Starting with True Star Screamer before he losed in agitation. Where can people find your amazing photography at?
You can find it at True Star Screamer on Instagram, which I'm hopefully after this stupid sale is over, I'll be able to get back. Thank you. Hopefully after the stupid sale is over, I'll be able to get back to taking more regular pictures. So I've just been beat. I'm sorry. I'm only human.
All right.
And every Thursday with these fine gentlemen, and Fridays with Joe over there.
Except this Friday, apparently.
Oh, no show this Friday?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe we'll try to do Saturday.
tomorrow's Valentine's Day. She's off work. She's been working the past couple of nights, so I'm thinking tomorrow's probably not going to work. And then Saturday night we're going out. So unless we do it earlier in the day, Saturday.
What's that?
What's Saturday? It's the day
No,
between
what's-
Friday
Going
and
out,
Sunday.
he means.
What are you guys doing that night? What's that called?
We're going out.
What's that?
That's
It's
usually
something that
when
you would've
you
done, but you chose to go back to retail.
yeah, it's usually like when
Yeah.
you and the old lady get in the car and you drive to like a bar, in this case a casino.
Do they,
And-
they let the kids in there?
No, you would leave your kids at home. And here's the cool thing: is you go somewhere and you give them money, and then in exchange, they give you alcohol.
Yes.
Are you going to MGM?
Hollywood Casino.
Nice.
Nice.
I think Joe has live-in babysitters, right?
I don't know if we're using them tomorrow, but yeah, I do.
Oh, that's what I need.
You just need
Yeah.
That or just
Dave. Look at it this way: you got two choices. You can just stick with the one you got, right? Pretty soon she might not need a babysitter all the time, or you can pop out a few more and then she can babysit those kids.
that's why you just gotta like lay the hammer down. Like, don't be like,
When I say
you
you
leave
pop
this
out a few
fucking
more, leave that to Meg. You don't pop them out, but
I
you
thought
will be
I thought-
involved.
I thought you like grabbed some like illegal immigrant and stashed him in your basement.
No, you got to go
Get
back in
adopt.
time. Go back in time 17 years and have a kid earlier, so that you could have a babysitter for Kira,
That's the answer.
or just hire a babysitter.
Actually, there's an app. You can go on an app and find a babysitter. It's
That
called
or just,
Tinder.
set up like a Furbo, which is like what you use to like monitor your dog, and just be like, because you can talk to your dog through the Furbo, and just be like, if you leave this fucking room, you're gonna fucking get it, and then just like but you're not in the house. So like the moment it alerts you that there's motion at the door, you're like, I told you not to leave that goddamn room.
George, you got to work on those kid threats. Like you got to really dig in, man.
Sorry, I only know dog threats.
Yeah. Well, some of the same threats work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take away your chew toy.
I told you I wasn't gonna let you outside if you weren't gonna pee.
See, that would have worked. All
right. So you know him, you love him. You've probably clicked on some of his videos, or hopefully most of them. And if you don't know how to use Google, where can you find Mr. T-Man 978?
You can find me here every Thursday when I'm not shopping. But yeah, here and on my channel. Yay, Google me,
All right. And
Instagram me. I have an Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Like my pictures when I upload them.
And
Thank you.
let me guess, it's T-Man 978.
Yeah. At
All right.
2man978.
Joe, where can the fine folks out there find and connect with you?
You can find and connect with me right here on Figure Action every Thursday. And occasionally, well, this week might be the first time we've missed it, but Friday night on our B-side for Star Trek Picard. Which I've been thinking, after Star Trek Picard runs its course, we need to keep up that head of steam. And we need to start doing other TV shows and or movies. Maybe Matt and I can do a My Hero B-side, which is, 2 weeks from now?
You can put it on early.
For Two Heroes?
Yeah, it's the last week of the month.
Which I think we talked about doing last time, and we were just like, nah, let's just drive home.
No, we were going to do it on the drive home, but it was too dark. Remember, the camera wasn't picking up, and it would have been useless.
It's true, but they can listen to our voices.
Is anybody seeing Sonic this weekend?
Oh, it's Sonic. Yeah, Sonic.
I figured he would.
Well, then maybe T and I can do a B-side on Sonic.
Speaking of Sonic, did you guys see what Jim Carrey did in his interview?
That whole bucket list thing?
Yeah, the female reporter.
What's that?
She was like
Oh,
talking about all the things that he's done on his bucket list movie wise, and was there anything else that he really wanted to do? And he said, "Just you."
But his publicist caught the ball no, he said the interview, not you, as in because hey.
Yes, I said I wanted to do the girl who was interviewing me. That's exactly what I said.
Oh, and then she was like, I don't know what to say to that. And he's like, just own it.
Actually,
I've had to deal with Jenny McCarthy and her crazy anti-vax ass.
no, that, Donnie Wahlberg's dating her.
Oh.
How do you all know this?
He probably watches Wahlburgers.
Who's next?
All right. Parts Former. Where can these fine folks find you at?
I'm here.
That was.
I said, hold. No, and I do the B-side, the Picard B-side on occasion. I think I'm the first one to actually watch the episode, right? Is
You are. Yes, you have knowledge that I don't have. I'm going to watch it after this.
You need to watch it because I have questions. You know,
I'm going to watch it.
Inexperienced Star Trek, my non-learned.
In about 20 minutes, when we're done signing off this show, I'm watching it.
Okay. I'll have some questions to ask.
I just saw this really cool thing on one of my pages about here. They put this in the black and white,
Still looks like Daredevil.
and they're saying that the bat emblem is made of gun parts.
Huh?
And the caption is saying, if it's made out of the gun that killed his parents, that is freaking awesome.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, in black and white, yes, this looks so much better than red.
We'll see. Not enough info.
I do not want the origin to that again.
No.
But how are you?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
where can we find you, Zero?
Well, you can find me here every Thursday night with these fine gentlemen, often getting derailed. Of course, you can find me over on Twitter at The Original Zero. I've had a bunch of posts over there this week. On Instagram is Extra Zero. You can find me in the Facebook groups as James Jordan, and you can find me on PlayStation Network and Xbox Live as Extra Zero. So I think that'll do it for tonight's episode. It's been a lot of fun. We've enjoyed being here. We've enjoyed having all of you being here with us, and we hope to see you again next same week, same time, same figure action place. Oh, I'm almost getting tongue-tied there. Buy our shirts, teespring.com/fapshop. Really helps us out.
Now
Anyway,
you block the guy who's wearing the shirt.
anyway, I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Palm in your face.
We're gonna get sued if you say that.
Yeah, I'll
You're not going to get sued if you say that.